Last time on DaddeeCraft. Oh god, we can get it with the pickaxe. Oak log, why am I pick blocked it, now it works? Okay, get my axe back. These video games are getting so realistic. I feel like I was right there. Oh, wait a second. I was. We gotta clean that up. Well, at least we'll be collecting honeycomb while we do so. And we need that for Spawn Tower.
That was a big explosion. Welcome back to DaddeeCraft. We are back here for Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day.
Welcome back to DaddeeCraft. It is episode 65. It is our Valentine's Day episode. Although our episodes are not themed after the holidays, they just come out during the holidays because we noticed that was when there was a lull in Minecraft video releases. We are here fixing up the Bee Brigade cottage because last episode I blew it up, as you could see, and now I have fixed it all up and I've given it pink windows because, hey, why not? Now we're going to get some honeycomb going because we still need that for Spawn Tower, and I have a feeling we need a ton of it. But I'm hoping that what we have now will at least cover half of what we need. And then if I really want to cover Spawn Tower in a lot more copper, then we're going to need a lot more honeycomb. I realized that the honeycomb would pop out when I took the top off to try to change some blocks out and get a roof on top of this thing. The honeycomb just pops out. So let's just make the top out of glass and enjoy the show. You know what a rock show needs? Pig. Let's get our pig back. Show it the honeycomb. Come on, pig. We need a name for this pig. Not Porky. Not Piggy Pig Pig. Not Trent Reznor. Come on. Not 45. Come on, keep going. Okay, get in the minecart. Why won't you get in the minecart? Oh, the wheel. Okay, move out of the way so I can get the rail in. Pooh. Pooh the pig. Now we can start on this. I ran out of honeycomb, 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 Got a little sick of AFKing, so I made a few tables up here, and then I made a countertop where they are selling honeycomb products and honey bottles. So I've just been sitting here. It's a slow process. We actually have a bit, but I'm a little nervous about running out again. See, we've got some honeycomb. No, we're not going to sing that song again. I think what I'm going to do is hang out here and collect a bit more of this. My plan was to gain as much honeycomb as possible and then switch the entire farm over to honey bottles, because this farm really only operates successfully doing one thing at a time, and you have to kind of shut it down and switch everything out and over to the other process. It's kind of like McDonald's between breakfast and lunch. I am down here in the key tip mines. As you can see, I've been working a bit. You can see the stairs up there, and then where I've dug down here, we're just digging a big hole. I'm looking for copper mostly because we need copper for spawn tower as well as the honeycomb that we've been talking about. I don't have very good luck finding copper. I watch these SMP series and everybody's shrugging about how much copper they have, and they have nothing to do with it except for, one person that's building with copper on the server that's asking everybody else to give them the copper. But I just don't seem to have luck finding it. So what I'm doing is I'm digging this big stairwell down. I'm taking note of where I find the most copper, and we're just going to go ahead and, after we do the strip mining here, we're going to branch mine out in the areas that we found the most copper in and see if we can find any more copper veins that way. But until then, we're just going to build a nice long tunnel down to bedrock and see what we find underneath Key Tip Castle. So I'm down here at level 8. We finally made it down to level 8 here. We've got a little hole. We've got iron, gold, and diamonds, but no copper. Maybe a little bit of copper I think I saw over there, but yeah, not much copper. It's mostly iron. I'm not going to complain about the iron. This, on the other hand, that's a giant mess. Yikes. Do you think if I go away, some of them will despawn? Whoop! No! Not anymore. So I'm going to let you in on a secret here. I pre-record these episodes, and it's a good thing I do because I've been spending a long time procrastinating playing this game and then coming back and just getting a little bit of copper and then hanging out AFKing here. We had some loss in the honeycomb factory as it comes up, so I had to top off the fountain, unfortunately. So we don't have the cool fountain shooting effect anymore, but we don't produce enough honeycomb to really lose much. But you can still see it come through. It's just not quite as fun. But what is fun is efficiency, and we have the honeycomb coming through for that. So we'll be able to finish Spawn Tower sometime this year. Speaking of Spawn Tower, we're going to take this over to Spawn. Figure out how much more we need. I know we had a half a chest of copper and a half a chest of honeycomb, and we got almost 1 out of 4 sides done. So we're gonna need 2 more chests. So of each. Whoop! If the world would load in, I'd be able to see where I was going. Let's just get a little higher so we don't bump into anything else. And I'm gonna take a shortcut through the desert here. I know there's not too many buildings here. And spawn should be right around here. Yeah, here we go. Just let the world load in. Alright. So, let's see what we have going on here. We have almost a full chest. No, we need 2 more rows to have a full chest. So we don't quite have a full chest yet. And then we have even less copper. And we need 2 of these each. So we've got our work cut out ahead of us here. But I'm just going to get it done one little bit at a time. I guess my first time lapse was a bit of a failure. I don't know if that was actually my first, but it was the first time I brought the third-person camera out again in a while. But yeah, that kind of didn't go over too well. We need a lot of materials. This is a giant building, and I don't even know how to finish it in terms of the roof. came up here to the top of Keytip Castle to try to get some inspiration for roofs. I really didn't get any, but I had a good conversation with Sausage here. Let's take you on a tour through. I've never shown you the inside of Keytip Castle. We've got a couple of kind of just stairwells. I guess I could put something up here, but really there's just a lot of unused room in Keytip anyway. This is our storage center. It could be a little bigger, but I'm going to build a separate, if we're going to be hanging out here a while, I'm going to build a separate storage center wherever we end up hanging out. I don't think we're going to turn this into a huge, I think this is just going to be an outpost and a place I come to mine because we have the copper here. And we don't have copper in the grounds of our old world. So I do have to travel out here to do some mining to get all the copper for Spawn Tower. And as I turn the corner here, you'll be able to see how far down I've gotten. I was able to get the stairs in as well, so we can easily climb up and down. And then we're working on a second layer. I got down to around level 0. That's where the stairs end down here. So I think we've got another 64 blocks down to go in a diagonal. And I do want the ceiling to be roughly the same height going all the way down. So we are going to be tearing all this out here, but this is also how I'm getting all the supplies because we were running low on pretty much everything. Now we've got plenty of diorite and plenty of granite. I actually took some time because I filled all the chests full to turn that all into polished diorite and polished granite. And in Minecraft, in Bedrock at least, with a controller, there is no easy speed way to do it all. You can't just hit a button or a combination of buttons and get all of the granite in your inventory turned into polished granite. And I think that should be something we should be able to do in the stone cutter, because it is very tedious to take stack by stack with the controller and pick it up, move it into the stone cutter. And you can use a button to quick move a stack, but you still have to keep moving around and selecting things with the cursor. And there's really no fast way to do that. I like to use the D-pad a lot of the time to select things because then you can get into muscle memory in terms of how many clicks and everything. But since you do have to use the cursor as if it was a mouse, you're using the analog stick to move that around. And you just, it's just awkward. So stone cutting is the most awkward thing. Do you hear that? That's an Enderman who just can't figure out where to go. I've never heard a clumsier Enderman in my life. There he is right there. There he goes. He must have just ended up in the lava down there, but he kept teleporting into it for some reason. Anyway, so stone cutters, I think they really need to remake or revamp them in Bedrock. I think in Java you can just hold down a button while you're doing it, and it processes everything in your inventory. I mean, the one nice thing is you can't make a mistake and, turn all the copper in your inventory into copper stairs by mistake, but at least not without a couple of button pushes. So that's my rant on stone cutters. The other thing I think I just wish they would bring to Bedrock is offhand wielding for torches and for like pickaxes. So let's say I want to mend my silk touch pickaxe while I'm fishing. I really can't do that. I have to find a different way to mend my silk touch. You can only mend armor as far as I'm aware from fishing. So it would be nice to be able to get experience points into the items that you want them to go into. So I do wish that we had a way to do that. And offhand wielding, it's in the programming for the game. I don't understand why they just don't add it. Hopefully in the next update, but I think we're going to get bundles before we get offhand wielding. And I think offhand wielding would be much more useful than bundles. Wow, it's pretty busy down there. Those are my thoughts on what I hope for the next update. Pretty simple things, really. I know they're working on bundles for the inventory, and I will probably see that first, but I'm really hoping just for some more parity changes. And I know they're not going to really talk about parity changes before they do them. They just kind of sneak them in. So someday, hopefully, we'll have a download. It will be a parity update. And all of a sudden we'll be able to offhand wield. And by then I'll have already made an XP farm. And I won't have to worry about it. So we're getting there. This cave is both a blessing and a curse, because I have to work around it, and there's no copper in it, because it's just air. But it's less that I have to kind of... Oh, a skeleton made its way up. Okay. That was some grade C Minecraft playing. Mediocrity at its definition. Nobody's going to tell me how to slack. Luckily, we have good armor, so it doesn't really matter. I think that's enough. I think that's enough. Yeah, I think that's enough mining for now. You've seen what I've been dealing with. I'm going to do the rest of this off camera, and we'll get down to bedrock. And I have a good idea of, once we find an ancient city, how I'm going to be building a staircase down to it. I think the staircase I want going down to the ancient city is going to be about 4 times this big, though. Oh, yikes. Anybody need some slime balls?